Euphoria Season 3 is not heading toward a finale where everything neatly falls into place. It is heading toward a finale where every character is forced to face the version of themselves this season has been creating. Rue has to face consequence. Cassie has to face what her choices actually cost. Maddie has to decide how much of herself she is willing to trade for survival. And Jules and Lexi may be the two characters standing at completely opposite ends of what growth even looks like. Hey, what's up everyone? Come back to Breakdown Epic. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Today we are breaking down my biggest predictions for the Euphoria Season 3 finale, because after 7 episodes of chaos, tension, reinvention, and emotional collapse, this final episode feels like it has one job above everything else. It has to decide who these people really are when the performance stops. And in my opinion, that is what this whole season has secretly been about. Not just drama, not just spectacle, identity, the choices people make when they are desperate to become someone else, and the damage they cause while trying.
Let's start with Rue, because I think the finale still lives or dies through her. This whole season has pushed her toward one huge question. Is redemption something she truly wants, or is it just another idea she reaches for when everything else is falling apart? That is why I do not think the finale is simply about whether Rue survives physically. I think it is about whether she accepts responsibility in a real way, not the dramatic version, the actual version, the kind that costs something. Personally, I think Rue's ending is going to be bittersweet no matter what. I do not fully buy a clean, hopeful ending where everything suddenly works out. That does not feel like what the season has been building. I think she survives, but survival comes with a price. Maybe legal consequences, maybe separation from the people she loves, maybe some kind of emotional reckoning where she understands that wanting a better life is not the same thing as having built one. And honestly, that may be the most realistic ending she can get right now.
Now let's jump to Maddie and Cassie, because I think the finale treats them almost like two sides of the same theme. Cassie has spent the season chasing visibility, attention, and reinvention. She keeps thinking the next version of herself will finally feel whole if enough people look at it, want it, or praise it. But I think the finale is going to force her to confront the emptiness underneath all of that. Because no amount of validation fixes the fact that she keeps abandoning herself to get it. That is why I do not think her ending will be about winning, even if she gets some opportunity, some role, some new level of attention. I think the emotional point will be that she still feels just as hollow if she gets there without stability, love, or self-respect. In my opinion, Cassie's ending has to expose the difference between being seen and being known. She has been chasing one while starving for the other. Maddie is much more complicated because on the surface she has looked stronger this season, colder, sharper, more controlled. But I do not think that means she is okay.
I think the finale may reveal that a lot of her composure is really emotional armor. She learned to stop reacting because reaction got her hurt too many times. That is why I think her ending could actually go in one of two directions. Either she fully embraces that harder version of herself and steps into a more dangerous world because she believes that is the only way to survive, or she finally realizes that surviving by becoming colder is still a loss. And honestly, I think the stronger ending is the second one. Letting Maddie recognize that control without peace is still a trap would hit much harder than just making her untouchable. Now, let's talk about Jules, because she is probably the hardest character to predict right now. This season has made Jules feel disconnected on purpose, and I know that has frustrated a lot of people. But if I had to guess where the finale takes her, I think it has to come back to meaning. Not romance, not chaos, meaning. She has been drifting between comfort, boredom, money, and emotional confusion for too long. So the finale needs to ask her something simple. What kind of life does she actually want if nobody else is defining it for her?
That is the only ending that would make sense to me. Maybe that does not mean she gets clarity all at once, but I do think the finale should leave her moving towards something more honest than where she has been this season. Art, independence, distance from people who keep turning her into a reflection of what they need. If the show gives her that, then even a quieter ending for Jules could still feel meaningful. Now let's move to Lexi, because in a strange way, she might be one of the finale's most important characters. Why? Because Lexi represents the version of ambition that is not built on destruction, seduction, or self-erasure. She has been trying to build something through actual work. And yes, this season has also shown her flaws. She can be judgmental. She can detach a little too easily. She can watch chaos from the outside and act like that makes her cleaner than everyone inside it. But the one thing she still has that many of the others do not is direction. That matters, and I think the finale may finally reward that. Not in some huge, flashy way, but in a quiet way that says hard work and emotional restraint still count for something.
In my opinion, Lexi's ending should feel like the beginning of a path rather than the payoff of one. She may not get the loudest ending, but she could get one of the healthiest. Now, here is the bigger thing I think this finale is doing with all of them. The season has been obsessed with reinvention. Rue wants to become redeemed. Cassie wants to become desired. Maddie wants to become untouchable. Jules wants to become comfortable without being trapped. Lexi wants to become successful without losing herself. Every major character has been trying to turn into something. So the finale has to answer one central question: which transformations were real and which ones were just performances? That is what makes this ending interesting to me. Not who kisses who, not who screams at who, but who actually sees themselves clearly by the end. Now, if I had to give one overall prediction, it would be this: the finale will not end with everyone in the same emotional place. Some characters will move forward. Some will stay trapped. Some will realize too late what they should have chosen. And at least one ending is probably going to feel less like victory and more like consequence, wearing the clothes of survival.
That is why I do not think this finale should be judged only by whether it shocks people. It should be judged by whether it brings these themes full circle. Identity reinvention, friendship, ambition, redemption, and the cost of choosing who you want to become. If the finale lands those things well, then even a messy ending could still feel right for Euphoria. But anyway, those are my biggest theories for how Euphoria Season 3 could end, and where I think each major character's story is heading. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Which character do you think gets the most satisfying ending in the finale? Rue? Cassie? Maddie? Jules? Or Lexi? I will catch you in the next one.